This is a tale of fire and ice, a story that ended up in disaster. Oh my god. With many things learnt along the way, it turns out fire does melt ice and wet plus chilled equals frozen. And no matter what the game is, it all leads to a stealth bound. However, honor mode in BG3 is tough, as one mistake can send you back to the main menu. What I didn't see coming was to be humbled in the most unexpected way. Join our heroes as they rise from the fiery ashes of defeat in honor mode's greatest comeback and prove that revenge is best served ice cold. It was Yuugir's turn, and he marked, sunk, and went invisible. Okay, that's good. He didn't attack, you just have to survive this wave. Oh my god.
Fuck.
And that's the story of how I got humbled in honor mode. But that's not the end of the story. Let's break down what happened at our wipe. Shadowheart was hunted. Yuugir's legendary action completely missed, but somehow broke her concentration on haste, leading to our downfall, which seems a bit scuffed if you ask me. It was certainly demoralizing, but that can't be the end. The joy had to start anew, and they were burning for revenge. The heroes of our journey being Shadowheart, our iciest sorceress, and Zonkina, our fiery druid fighter pal, played by the Truant. So you're going to hear his lovely voice throughout the video. With the introductions out of the way, this is a guide on how to get the potent robe, the most powerful spellcaster clothing in under an hour. Let's get into it. First, the grow find. You can absolutely do it if you want to, but it takes about 10 minutes and gives less than 100 XP. It's not really efficient, so for that reason I won't be doing it. Instead, I have a potion of flying from the DLC camp chest, and I'm going to use it to go over the wall. The Blighted Village, Goblin Checkpoint, and Shattered Sanctum can be skipped by using a drow disguise, netting you quite a bit of experience without any risk. Our next task is to take out the free leaders, Priestess Gut, Droraxlin, and Minfara. The footage you see in this video is from a level 3 sorcerer. First up is Priestess Gun. An easy way to deal with her is to get her in conversation and get her to move to a private location. From here, agree to drink the potion. Note that this won't work if you're an elf or a half elf, because she's going to give you the EP juice. You'll awaken Chained Arm, and this is where Karilla will take care of Gut for you. That's the first leader down. I suggest taking out Minfara next and using a minor illusion. I reposition her on this floating bridge. Once I'm happy with where she is, I enable turn-based mode to give me the reaction time to take out the weak wooden support.
Someone else.
Before dealing with the final leader, I make a pit stop in this corner room to collect as many smoke powder barrels as possible. I did engage in dialogue when getting close to Droraxlin. Whatever you do, do not let him know you killed the mind flayer. Now, having access to the room, I dropped 5 smoke powder barrels, followed up by a minor illusion to get everyone into position for a very satisfying explosion. Moving on to the main pass, all we need here is a potion of invisibility, so it can walk a single character past all these undead boys and into Act 2. The Shadowcute lands is a death sentence without a moon lantern, so Shadowheart decided to explore the darkness without one. Although truth be told, she wasn't completely helpless, as she downed a strength elixir, got boosted by enhanced flame, and used feather fall. When she reached the toll house, the greatest Shadowcute took effect, ticking her for necrotic damage. To give her more reaction time, she entered turn-based mode, where she leapt a great distance and dashed the rest of her movement on her turn. Another turn was all that was needed to reach Moonrose. Next up is the prison break. We need to get rid of the guards to save the prisoners. I highly recommend a strength elixir to help with our shove and throw rolls. The scrying eyes are very light and can be easily thrown into the abyss. For the Acolyte, find a position where the cursor says death. For the Paladin at the end, a minor illusion makes him walk closer to the edge, setting up for an easy shove. Same trick for the Warden, get her on the bridge for an easy shove. After dealing with all the prison guards, get her in the back of the prison to break both walls. The gnomes and tieflings will run towards the boat and break the chains. Once the boat's free, you can choose to go back to Last Light with them if you want. Head inside Last Light Inn, where you'll find the Crissa reunited with Alfira. And congratulations, you are rewarded with the most powerful cantrip casting robe in the game, the Potent Robe. Our cantrips deal additional damage equal to our charisma modifier. At the start of each turn, we also gain temporary HP equal to this modifier. Also, +1 AC do be nice. While still in Act 2, we recollected the gear detailed in the previous video and then returned to Act 1. The intention was to grind our way back to where we were before the wine, but with a massive head start to make things easier. Remember Filro from the last run? Shadowheart had the last laugh this time, especially with a 99% hit rate with advantage. The enemies that gave us trouble the first time really didn't stand a chance. Lend was floored by the damage. And even the hag got slapped around.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god, just a cheeky slam. Ethel fell, and so did the rest of Act 1.
Oh my god.
Nice, we one-turned him, that's massive. In Act 2, the pair weren't so lucky with Fizzlebolt this time. As Shadowcute didn't quite get the dice wrong, the backup plan was to run outside, past this fallen tree where Fizzlebolt is known to get stuck.
Oh god.
Well, that was the plan at least. Shadow Sorcerer cast Ice Storm, engulfing the battlefield of ice and exploding her enemies. With the combined power of fire and ice, the pair took out Karnas, with Fizzlebolt falling shortly after. The pair felt unstoppable. In fact, they even disrespected a devil. Taking a little break from the experience grind, Shadowcute took Zonkina to a favourite fishing spot. This is honestly so relaxing and therapeutic.
Just a fun little shooting gallery.
The pair made their way to the Gauntlet of Shard, and Shadowheart went hard with a Ray of Frost machine gun. Before the duo could have their revenge, they needed to rest, and you can't get a bit hungry. Okay, thank you for the roasted rat.
Yeah, I figured it would help them, I don't know, taste better. Is that what you're doing with them?
It all led up to this moment. Revenge on Yuugir. Shadowheart drank an elixir of vigilance, giving her a boost in initiative for the fight ahead. They decided to take care of the displacer beast, as it was separated from the main group. Ready to move on, she prepped with an armor of agathos and created many sorcery points and spell slots before chugging a potion of angelic reprieve. Shadowcute's just having a little EPM, creating even more spell slots to convert into sorcery points. Yep, sorcerer life. Zonkina threw a speed potion at Shadowcute, and she twin cast an invis scroll, then did a whoopsie, moving a water bottle, and got pulled into the initiative, opening with a 33 Ray of Frost, 35 and a hard-coded miss. Yuugir retaliated with a cluster of bombs, knocking Shadowcute off a feint, and then he hunted her, which kinda sucks. Okay, so this is pretty bad. The Weaver's tax was paid and we're prepared for another attempt, this time twin casting protection from good and evil. She then had trouble trying to jump across this gap with her 8 strength. It was a little bit embarrassing, but we needed Zonkina with her in-hand sleep to jump across. The yogurt man and his gang were all bunched up, and who could resist the temptation for the juiciest ice storm? Yuugir once again hunted Shadowheart, but Zonkina threw a water bottle at him and cast Forkcloud in an attempt to disable his legendary reaction. Shadowheart used another Ice Storm, quickened, and used another, rocking Bloodlust from her kills to twin cast Ray of Frost for her final action, freezing Yuugir in the process. She could taste the revenge. Shadowcute twinned her Ray of Frost again and again.
No.
It's always the kill shot. It's the money shot that misses.
Yeah, seriously.
Shadowheart got her icy, cold revenge. Before continuing to the Shadowfell, the pair decided to blow off some steam at moonrise. And by steam, I meant, smoke powder. Shadowheart and Zonkina gathered the crowd with a display of their minor illusions. Do you want the honors, sweetie, since you're the fire-based one?
Oh, I would love to. Yeah, thank you very much.
That was honestly so therapeutic.
That was pretty nice. I liked that.
With moonrise cleared, Zonkina and Shadowcute decided to relax in front of the fireplace. Hang on, there's an ogre annoying. Nice and cozy. Let's play a game. Guess how many spell slots I have in the comments, and the correct answers get my feet pictures. Disclaimer, that was a joke. 70 spell slots. Holy shit.
That's pretty good. It's not 69, unfortunately.
Before taking on the big bad of Act 2, it was time to offer a prayer to the Dark Lady. Shadowheart gets advantage for being God's favourite princess, which makes the DC a lot easier to beat. We received the nightsonger's favour, granting resistance to necrotic damage until the next long rest. What to do with the nightsong was a big decision. What hair colour would suit the robe and ice sorcerer vibe more?
Ungrateful child, you could have wielded my spear, carried my voice. Instead, you are nothing, and I will leave you with nothing.
It was really hard to see Shadowheart in pain. I hate you, Shah. How dare you hurt my poor girl like that? Okay, let's close out Act 2. Starting with the first fight against ketheric, the pre-fight prem was a fly potion and a speed potion, giving the pair enough mobility to reach him on the first turn. A water bottle was thrown. Then there was Shadowcute doing the shadow mess, twice. It's okay, we did a third ray of frost, this time actually hitting and doing 48 damage. And we did a fourth one on our turn for the same amount before getting out of reach from ketheric.
You can fly up there? No way.
That's right. I'm pretty smart, right?
Wow, I want to hang out up there.
Okay, that was kind of weird. Shadowheart just phased through the floor and fell. But that's okay, I'd fall for her any day. In the Elifid colony, Shadowheart did the merciful thing and freed the pod dwellers from breathing in their own scent all the time.
God, that's so much free XP. 1,000?
Alright mate, just check out me sorcery points, yeah? Let's just reset all my effort.
Wait, it reset you? Oh no.
It fucking literally reset me. It was time to face the big bad of Act 2. It is a scary fight not to be taken lightly. Evelyn needed some help. I'm consulting this holy rant for guidance.
Hey, you do whatever helps.
What do you suggest, oh holy rant?
Summon your ice and fire elemental. Cast protection from good and evil, along with Mage Hand. Gain the ability to fly and be invisible.
Shadowheart initiated on the Mind Flayer, triggering a surprise round. Ketheric was no match for the sweet, charismatic words of Shadowcute, taking us to the Myrkul phase, still in the surprise round. The water summon was, useless, and the Mage Hand threw a bottle of water onto the big evil bad. Shadowheart cast Ray of Frost, and Myrkul retaliated with Gaze at the Dead. Protection from good and evil was key here, making us immune to frightened, and the necrotic resistance reduced the damage to only 8. Zonkina fired a darkness arrow, blinding Myrkul. Time for her to be absolutely fucking useless.
As she always is. Oh, she did 8 damage. Let's go.
There wasn't much else to commentate about this fight. It was just Ray of Frost, summons being completely useless. Even Zonkina's handler was coping hard, summoning a flaming sphere.
This bad boy has necrotic immunity. So I am convinced that this is the secret to destroying this Myrkul fight.
The ice machine kept churning. Then it happened. The summon managed to hit something. My god, what a fucking slapper of a hit. Even the flaming sphere managed to hit Myrkul once. Okay, nice, it did 1 damage, but nothing was a match for Shadowcute's ice machine gun. Aylin finally got her revenge and was on full display.
Relax, lady.
I don't know, I'm kind of getting turned on by it.
I love me a woman who looks like they would just straight up murder me.
The fight wouldn't be possible without our trusty summon, so a little appreciation was in order.
No, water elemental. Oh, are you gonna shoot my rock? No. Get away.
After reuniting Aylin and Isabel, Act 2 was pretty much a wrap. Sensing that there would be an ambush en route, Shadowcute and Zonkina took the side path, sneaking up on the bridge. With a high spell save DC, there was nothing a little bondage and frisk play couldn't solve. Before leaving the act, Shadowheart had to do something. We reached level 9. It was a hard decision between Cold or Hold Monster, but since this run was ice-beamed, it had to be in brand. We found Aylin at camp, who told us a bit more about Shadowheart's heritage, a lonely girl left out in the woods. As part of a Selûnite rite, abducted and indoctrinated by Sharon followers, the parents she believed to be dead were still alive and out there somewhere. Shah can be so cruel. Embracing Selûne, we reflected that with a more fitting hairstyle, and the fit goes hard.
That's the cold sorcerer if I've ever seen one.
We Holy shit, Shadowheart is actually so fucking hot. The shadow simping was rudely interrupted by some githyanki. Not wasting any time, Shadowheart missed his stem and dashed straight for the portal, ignoring the githyanki and ending up in the astral prism itself. This was a great opportunity to test out her new Kona cold spell.
Ooh, very... Oh, no.
Being prone, we were at the mercy of the githyanki monks. Actually getting fucking fisted in. Shadowheart countered with a double hold person, allowing Zonkina to bonk one. However, good things come to an end, as she ended up being restrained herself. But this was a joy run, and Zonkina had her back, which really saved us because the monks were really hurt. Bestie fucking does monk things, right? She tried throwing a githyanki into the hole, but failing that, she noped out of their invisibility. Her turn came up again, so she missed the stem and kidnapped a monk closer to the edge. It's okay, I'm a gamer, I don't need any HP.
Yeah, you got this.
It's gotta be pixel perfect. Really? That was a fucking 80%. She tried telekinesis.
I don't think the game wants this guy going off the edge.
You know what? I'm gonna fucking rage haste him. Actually, no, I'm just gonna quicken with a scroll. Okay, it's been nice knowing you, everyone. Fuck you, piece of shit. It only took me 7 tries. Feeling pretty grossed out that we had to save the Emperor, Shadowheart took time out to cleanse herself in the countryside. I might just go for a little cheeky bath here, okay?
Yeah, I'll look away. Oh my god. I guess Shadowheart can't swim.
Rivington was a sweet breath of fresh air, especially after the oppressive gloom of the Shadowcurse lands, and Shadowcute took the opportunity for some target practice. Wait, they ran right in front of it.
Oh god, you shot the guards. No! No!
As chaotic and unpredictable as playing with me was turning out to be, our partner was still willing to express kindness regardless of our choices.
I got you a little Canada Day present, eh?
Since we are playing Shadowheart, we cannot purchase a certain longbow from this particular Sharon trader. We received the Hellrider longbow, which we'll use to give us a passive +3 to initiative, which is greatly needed because we don't have the alert feat. Shadowcute enjoyed a very lovely time in town, visiting the circus and browsing the merchants.
What's about to happen here?
Having a penchant for collecting exotic wildlife, she found a rare one of her kind, an albino rat in the basement of Shores's caress. To preserve the creature's condition, she invited Odolic's portable phrasing stand, which she placed next to the rat, waiting patiently for her scroll to work its magic. After collecting this rat, she went and found herself at the lower city of Baldur's Gate, first stopping at the Devil's Swing. Halsik will offer you a bigger selection. That's if you notice that she is a diabolist. The item we're interested in here is a Cloak of the Weave. You gain a +1 bonus to spell save DC and attack rolls, boosting the effectiveness of our hold spells, but most importantly, the effectiveness of hold person and hold monster. She pushed the limit of our credit card at sorcerous sundries, the most notable item being the birthright, adding 2 points to charisma for a maximum of 22, adding another +1 to our attack rolls and damage, which will be triple dipped soon. How do you ask? While still at Sorcerous Sundries, we took a portal to the tower. Using Sea Invisibility and pressing the Northern Weave button, we find a staff protected by an arcane barrier. The lever is normally invisible, but with Sea Invisibility, they can attempt a DC 20 Arcana check. To help with this roll, we use the Headband of Intellect, which sets Intelligence to 17, and Enhance Ability, giving her advantage. Failing this roll will result in receiving a Disintegrate to the face, so Shadowcute used Inspiration, eventually getting it on her 3rd roll. Unlocking the best staff for our build, Marco Heshkian. Arcane Enchantment adds a +1 to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Arcane Battering allows us to cast a spell without using a spell slot once per long rest, and Kareshka's Favor is a staff ability that allows us to cast Frost of Dark Winter, granting resistance to cold damage and also allowing our cold spells to deal additional damage equal to our proficiency bonus. With the Amulet, Draconic Ancestry, and this staff, we can triple dip our Charisma modifier. At 22 Charisma, that is 18 damage. Also, with Marco Heshkan, whenever we deal spell damage, we inflict 2 turns of Encrusted with Frost upon the target. And finally, it gives us a free cast of Cone of Cold and Ice Storm once per short rest, a really awesome staff. The Sorcerer's Vault was the next point of interest, where Shadowheart broke a display case containing the Artistry of War scroll, a bit of insurance for the run, but more on that later, because whilst on the topic of breaking into things, she visited the counting house. Not wanting to pay the fee, she envisaged the two of them, waltzing past the guards and jumping past the pressure plates. Hey, it's been a while, I forgot. Speaking of forgetting, is it strange that I retain absolutely useless information like this door code from several months ago, but forget actual important information? The code is 1356, by the way. It was time to test out the power of our newly acquired gear. The fight went on like the usual, but with a little bit of a twist at the end.
Violence hasn't gone
so
unnoticed.
Just because you slipped over, don't fucking blame me.
No, wait.
With the guards out of the way, it was time for the grand heist, a DC 30 vault, which Shadowheart miraculously rolled a nat 20 on a very first go. What the hell? In this vault is a Spell Savant amulet. This amulet grants an additional level 2 spell slot, which might not seem like much, but by unequipping it and re-equipping it, we can regain this again and again. How do you gain infinite sorcery points and spell slots? Here I'm going to use create sorcery points to convert all my level 2 spell slots into more sorcery points, then into spell slots, then into sorcery points. Once I'm happy, I chug an angelic reprieve, waking up with a lot more spell slots to work with. Repeat this process until you're satisfied. A new day began. Actually, can we do something?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Surprisingly, no one cared, which fair enough, they were loud and annoying, but at least now Shadowheart could go shopping for scrolls in peace.
Why are they mad at me? I didn't do anything. I was an innocent bystander.
The guards were waiting inside to arrest Shadowheart, but her good friend Zonkina alerted her, and the pair were able to take him out with chilling efficiency. There we go, baby. Wanting to lay low for a little bit, the duo headed towards the guildhall, visiting the bar where they met Severn. And trust me, this bugbear had the good stuff in the form of terazul, saving her level up for this very occasion. At level 10, we picked Hold Monster and the Meta Magic Heightened spell, giving our enemies disadvantage on their saving throw against our spells. This refreshed Severn's inventory, netting the pair another 3 terazul pouches. Eager to have a hit of the good stuff, they headed towards the basement of Elfsong, where Shadowheart proceeded to make ice cubes out of rand. And she picked each one up because each run would empower her frost magic.
Yeah, good God, that is quite the collection.
There was another githyanki patrol ahead, and this was the perfect time to test out their newly acquired substance. Terazul is absolutely bustin'. With a bonus action, Shadowheart took its speed potion, increasing her actions to 2. Bloodlust activates on the kill, making it easy to increase this to 3 action points. Terazul does not cost any actions or bonus action at all to use, giving us essentially a free action point. Check this out, 4 action points.
You know what? I'll use some terazul too. Why not? Yeah, that feels pretty good. I like that.
And the gift were no match for 2 friends high on terazul.
Disclaimer, there are side effects that may affect your health and might result in injury, or perhaps even an auto mode wipe. You get the terazul jitters condition after 2 rounds, essentially making you skip your turn. Make sure if used with a potion of speed to time it at 2 rounds, otherwise you might be skipping 2 turns in a row.
Next on the agenda was facing Orin for the Neverstone. But to get to her, Shadowheart had to perform a few cold-blooded murders. Starting with Cora at the Wand Festival, she got iced with the dry 5 from Shadowcute. Old mate approached and was on to the next victim. Unfortunately, this attempt was not as cool or calculated, but we obtained Nesh's hand.
What? They saw me? Careful, they're mad at me. I can just run away from here if you don't want to fight these guys. I mean, sorry, I forgot who I was talking to. Good lord.
With the victim's hand as proof, Old Maid approached us again and gave us the passphrase to a secret door. However, Shadowheart was more concerned about the ceiling for some reason. Okay, so what is up there? Yep, happens to the best of us. The pair were treated to a special dance on Ice Show. And it was time to chat to Sarevok, who was a very lovely host, treating Zonkina to a relaxing bath where she became an unholy assassin and gave her his amulet as a parting gift. Anyways, we go inside this manhole again to open a big stone door, and invisibility helps us skim past the ballast ambush. Shadowcute felt a little apprehensive, opening the door to Orin's temple. It's okay, let's guide God's favorite princess through the method. The Orin strategy is as follows: summon a mage hand, then select select on the mage hand. Using the inventory menu of the mage hand selected, we're going to drink a cloud giant elixir, boosting the hand strength to 27. Invis this bad boy and fly it down next to Orin. Using the free action, find an area of the arena that specifies depth and yeet that lady for a free Neverstone. This mage hand was an absolute menace, shoving another soul into the abyss, but his legacy was short-lived. No, it's been a good ride, bestie. Shadowcute and Zonkina avenged the mage hand with a freezing spear and a wall of fire. With the last ballast down, the pair managed to save Yenna, but she was a heavy sleeper who didn't want to wake up, so they kept on going. Eager to empower her ice sorcery more, Shadowheart found a very large swarm of rats, and after putting them in a chirogenic stain, she took her rodent friends with her. Reaching level 11, Shadowcute gains the ability to fly as a draconic sorcerer, and our spell choice was telekinesis. A pretty slept-on spell, honestly.
Send it into the abyss. Oh, you got it. That's one way to deal with the Steel Watchers, I guess.
The Steel Watchers were guarding a cargo shipment filled with space gummies, which in turn filled up all the slots in Shadowcute's brain. It was time for a little tramp to the Steel Watch foundry. For fuck's sake, this always fucking happens. The Steel Watch wasn't happy to see us, so Shadowheart started things off with not one, but 2 freezing spears, blowing up the majority of the turn order. However, this Hellfire Watcher is actually a gamer and pulled Shadowheart into the line of sight of more enemies.
Wow, that's crazy. It pulled everybody else into initiative. That was a gigabrain move.
Exploiting Evelyn's weakness in BG3. As you can see from the on-screen footage, Shadowheart's human handler is vulnerable to waiting for her turn. Shadowcute flew up and positioned on the pipes, giving her a bird's eye view of the battle, where she proceeded to blow up most of the enemies. Not learning from her first time, the Hellfire Watcher grabbed her again.
Oh, here she goes.
Holy shit, that hurt.
From the ground, Shadowheart took a phantasmal killer and even face-tanked a robot explosion. Wait, how did I fucking survive that? Never mind, I spoke too soon. Zonkina got Shadowcute up with some potions, and eventually the enemies all exploded. Only post-battle did Evelyn realize her rookie mistake. Wait, I didn't even cast my fucking Makaheshkia buff. We finally arrived at the Steel Watcher Titan's room. Okay, what's the strat here?
I was just gonna get as close as I can to one of these watchers and then try and sprint at it real fast and punch it a bunch.
Now we can get closer and run and punch.
You're so right.
Shadowheart opened up with the twin Cod monster and fell back on invisibility to reposition and maintain her concentration, leaving Zonkina to whack the Watcher out of the turn order. On Shadowheart's next turn, she damaged one enough to blow it up as well. The last one got the Zonkina treatment again. Let's give Heightened Spell a test run. Okay, Hold Monster is a 90% here, and with Heightened Spell, it is 95%. Keep in mind, the Steel Watcher Titan has legendary resistance, giving it a +10 to its saving throw. The Hold Monster spell landed, giving our companion crits for days on the Steel Watcher Titan, even ignoring its defensive phase. With the Titan down, Shadowcute approached the console. Just press a button and Lucy on her own.
One of us leaves the building, and one of us stays behind.
Okay, I mean, that sounds sensible. Shadowheart volunteered to go outside, enjoying the local wildlife and a nice peaceful walk on the docks.
You've been caught.
Meanwhile, Zonkina finally figured out how to blow up the foundry. Shadowheart might have been in the cutscene, but in reality, she was dealing with some alerted guards. They tried to apprehend her, and she made an example out of them by using an ice wall. I do like this sculpture, it's kind of beautiful.
This actually feels like a war crime right here.
Feeling tired after the long day, the pair rested, and before embarking on the most important quest for Shadowheart, we needed to manage our inventory. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that promotes player agency. What is player agency? Player agency is when the developer gives the player freedom to play and enjoy the game however they want. I think it's finally time to take on Shadowheart's personal quest to find her parents. This led us to the House of Grave, where Shadowheart sat down to do the heart mapping. She turned around and saw Viconia, the person who abducted her while she was younger and took her parents.
This is your family, and now you have turned your back on it.
You knew it would come to this, yet still your heart races. Viconia de Veer, your mentor, one-time mother figure. And now, your foe.
Fucking gone. Okay. This is justice for Shadowcute.
I'm kind of worried about what's gonna happen here. Oh my god.
Finish it. Send me to Lady Shah's embrace.
Who I've been waiting for this. Sweetie, I don't think we're done with Iconia just yet. Shadowheart found her parents, and sharpening the spiteful monster she is, she used the wound on her hand to inflict even more physical pain. A difficult decision awaited: save her parents or free herself from the curse. Shadowheart put her life a shard behind her, using the power of Selûne to break her parents' bindings and reunite with them at last. Continuing their adventure, the two sought out the last Neverstone, so they snuck into Gortash's office to acquire it. With an invis potion ready, Shadowheart had the opening move with an upcast hold person. Unfortunately, Lord Enver Gortash succeeded his saving throw. Shadowcute was destructive, destroying all the contraptions with her ice, while Zonkina dealt with the guards. Gordy blinded the doing, but Shadowcute got right up close and fired both barrels of her ice shotgun. She was out for blood and threw all caution to the wind.
Oh god.
However, all the blasting made her tired.
Why, sweetie, I'm just having a bit of a lie down.
Yep, the terazul jitters and haste lethargy were about to make her miss her next two turns. Without his legendary resistance, the handsome young man could no longer resist being held, and Shadowcute dealt her punishment. Before leaving Worm's Crossing, Lucretius was kind enough to leave her gloves unattended. The spellmight gloves deal an additional 1d8 damage at the cost of -5 to our attack rolls. With twinned, quickened, and all our charisma modifier gear, 1d8 starts adding up real quick, and the -5 is offset. Our wintry sorcerer reached level 12, picking elemental adept as a feat. Our spells and attacks ignore resistance to a damage type of our choice, obviously picking cold resistance, and when we deal damage with our cold spells, we cannot roll a 1. Returning to the lower setting, it was time to tick off some bosses. First on the list was Cazador, and his fight had a lot of ants, so in preparation, the Joy hunted Waldrot, creating bloodlust elixirs with their fangs. It was time to descend into the Vampire Lord's dungeon. Firing off a ray of frost, battle started. Cazador has alert, so he had initiative, which isn't great because we're at glass cannon. Definitely have to use a counterspell for blind here, because it's gonna really hurt otherwise. Shadowheart was up next with a ray of frost machine gun, and after firing her 4, 6, and 8 rays, she hadn't quite iced Cazador, so she flew up the stairs for better positioning. On her next turn, she flew closer and let off an incredible Otterluke's freezing spear, exploiting the majority of the turn order. She still had 3 action points and a bonus action, so with another sphere, twin spell, it was all over. That was Cazador down. Second on the list was Raphael. Shadowcute didn't feel like talking to Helsing to get the ritual instructions, so instead she flew and unlocked the balcony door. Her cold cantrip was the ultimate lockpick. And after finding all the ingredients from around the room, the portal was opened, leading to the house or home to take on Halef. Shadowheart snuck around the back of the boudoir, and our fiery companion took the forward approach. Zonkina got spotted, but that's okay, Shadowcute got theirs, as she snuck in and got off the most incredible ice storm on the imps. As for Halef, 99% seems like pretty good odds for a hold monster. He didn't last too long, eh? Okay, I must admit, these hell spheres usually give me a lot of trouble, but for an ice queen, it really wasn't a big deal. With the Orphic hammer in hand, it was time to take on the master of the house.
Down comes the claw.
Our old nemesis went first and hunted Shadowheart. On her first turn, she put up a wall of ice, quickened a spell to end Perilla, proccing Bloodlust, and Dimension Doored herself and Zonkina out. Shadowheart used her sea invisibility and got rid of yuugir, finishing this turn with a freezing spear. Shadowcute might be in a bad position here. She got punished really badly for overextending. and things were not okay. The pair had to come up with a plan, and Evelyn was listening very carefully.
Then we can continue our plan, go back into the room, and then you can arcane lock the door on your turn using the scroll in my inventory.
Zonkina revived Shadowheart, action surge, used the mentioned door in the two to teleport them back into the room, closed the big metal doors, and sealed them shut with arcane lock, and, to top things off, Zonkina healed Shadowheart to fighting condition.
Yeah, we're back in it, boys.
Honestly, I'm so fucking impressed. It's not very often that I'm impressed. The tables have turned. The fiends were trapped in here of us, and they wanted to get out. The pair destroyed the soul pillars, and there was nothing left to do but to wait for the master of the house with a fitting display of their elemental masteries. Shadowheart and Zonkina made themselves comfortable on the couch, passing the turns until arcane lock expired. The doors opened wide. It was Shadowheart's turn to act. She let off an ice storm and another ice storm. Lasted a Cambion with a ray of frost, and finally hit off the terazul to eliminate everyone apart from Raphael. Raphael's turn was next, and it was embarrassing for him. Things were looking promising. Okay, I expect a miss every now and then. Surely not, right? Anticipating the terazul jitters, Shadowcute retreated to the corner of the room, but Raphael was out for vengeance, literally one-shotting her. Zonkina threw a potion at her, getting her back in the fight and letting her restrain him with a hold monster. Raphael automatically saves at the end of his turn, but by holding him, he doesn't get to act. It was a bit of a cycle, being held down by Shadowcute and getting bonked by Zonkina, eventually leading to his downfall. Damn, that was quite an epic one.
Yeah, we messed that dude up.
Last on the list was one of the hardest bosses in Baldur's Gate 3, but to reach him, a chess game was in order. Not feeling the mood for any games, Shadowheart purposely failed the chess game 3 times, going invisible immediately after the third move. This produces a fail state of the game and allows our heroes to skip all the puzzles right to the end. She approached Ansur, an ancient undead dragon, then executed a tactical retreat, leaving the room altogether. The pair wanted the upper hand, so she returned with invis and used a concentrated blast, triggering the surprise round on Ansur. Zonkina set up with the globe of invulnerability, and it seems like Ansur wasn't the only one surprised.
Immune to what?
This fight was incredibly one-known with a ray of frost, more ray of frost, and another one. Yeah, you get the point. Ansur flew away, and Shadowheart chased after, leaving the safety of a bubble. Upon striking the dragon, he retaliated with his legendary action. Oh my god, a 92. After dealing what would have been a mortal blow, Ansur flew back to the center and began charging his Storm Nova, gaining temporary HP. She couldn't quite get through his resolve, so she retreated to safety. Ansur unleashed his Stormheart Nova, but that was his all or nothing. Zonkina with her fire breath proved who the bad dragon of Baldur's Gate really is. One final peaceful sleep awaited before traveling to the upper city. Shadowcute made sure she wasn't forgetting anything. Tragedy struck as the pair rode the boat towards a morphic pool. Shadowcute, no, you can't swim. After reluctantly swimming across, she snuck past the ambush and was time to confront the Elden Brain. Unfortunately, the Emperor rudely interrupted our attempt, so Shadowheart shot him in the ass.
We are done.
Orpheus was freed, and he was a real one, for becoming a sacrificial squid for the cause. With a new pal in tow, Shadowcute and Zonkina reached the upper city.
Now that's a cool approach. That's the approach of a lady who's gonna save the city.
As gorgeous as her strut is in that sorcerer robe, Shadowheart was over-encumbered, so she emptied her pockets.
Interfering with a corpse is a good way to become a corpse yourself.
Sweetie, I just wanted to bring my friends along. The cat was out of the bag, and she was still encumbered, so she dumped more ants. This was a predicament, and the plan here was to go invisible and escape combat. What they didn't see coming was how much of a gamer Cole the Red was. He actually drank an elixir of sea invis and 5-walled Shadowheart. Evelyn was completely dumbfounded and even went to check his intelligence score. His intelligence is 8. Okay, not taking any chances. Shadowheart got far away from there, while Cole took out his anger and buff and a charm and started looking all over the place. The 3 of them hid outside, invisible in the corner, and that was that. Shadowcute wanted to make amends with Cole the Red. She gave him a pouch, using her sorcery to purchase infinitely from the kobold. Hey Matt, sweetie, you might want to throw a save here.
Okay. top 10 things you don't want to hear as we're getting ready to go into the final battle.
Polar Red had amassed a lot of wealth. I think it'll be convenient if we place it in the pouch we gave him. Just a casual 133 milli. She dimension doored the little kobold. Can you close the door for me, please? Can you see his inventory?
Huh, he's a wealthy man. Oh my god. How have you done this?
I've done some sorcery.
Yeah, no kidding. You are a sorcerer. I think my computer actually just crashed.
Shadowheart might be a cold sorcerer, but she still managed to cast Ignis on Matt's computer.
That's it. My computer's cooked.
The game took a while to recover, and when the frame rate returned, Shadowheart was encased in gold. Oh my god, I pressed Alt out to have it, whoops. Okay, let's save the board again. The crew used an invis potion to run past everything. Shadowcute had one last little nap, restoring his spell slots, and Zonkina set on with a lot of fierce perilous stacks. Order these stacks for. Each stack adds 15 psychic damage. And remember that scroll we picked up earlier from sorcerous sundries? I'm not really a math kind of person, but 7 stacks of fierce perilous stacks and 6 projectiles seems like a lot of damage. Zonkina action surged and finished the dragon and the emperor with a magic missile. However, there is a downside to using fierce powerless tanks. Zonkina was vulnerable to all damage. Speaking of damage, she ate a magic missile from the arcanist, and the crown of casters zapped her down. For all the times Zonkina had our back during the playthrough, it was only fair that we return the favor with a potion and a globe of invulnerability. All the strategizing gave her a headache, so she had to rest her pretty brain. The last arcanist went down and the portal was opened. Orpheus was sent in by himself to trigger the mind-broken reaction from the Elden Brain. The pair stood on a platform on opposite sides. It was absolutely majestic. Zonkina roasted the brain with Rays of Fire, dealing half its health in damage, and Shadowheart matched it with a cool blast of her own. 94% with advantage did seem like pretty good odds, but sometimes you need a bit of luck on your side. Luck wasn't the only thing we had going for us, as our fiery friend proved time and again on this adventure to be more than a match for Shadowheart's cool efficiency. Together, we froze out the competition and turned up the heat as the heroes of Baldur's Gate. It was time to say goodbye to Orpheus, also all the equipment that got us here. Shadowheart enjoyed the pretty moonlight, not before celebrating with a well-earned drink. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. And a kind thank you to the Tron. Definitely go check out his channel for the Fire version, linked in the description. And last but not least, my amazing Patreon sweeties. Thank you so much for your kindness and support as always.
I am working on it, okay?